Have you ever heard this expression by William Arthur Ward? If you can imagine it, you can achieve it, you can dream it, you can become it. Has anybody seen the statue of David? When they asked Michelangelo, how did you accomplish this? I mean, it's one of the greatest pieces of art in all of antiquity. He said, I saw an angel in the stone and I carved to set it free. He could picture the end before he even started. Now, Leonardo da Vinci, who was one of his contemporaries, he was a little bit older. He was very jealous of Michelangelo and his talent. He used to call him the dust-covered peasant because he was always chiseling away at that piece. But it's not just about having the vision, it's about getting up and doing something about it. Being the dust-covered peasant is work. You can picture that. He saw it, but he went after it. He went after it. He didn't just see it. It's about being engaged. About taking extra discretionary effort to do things in an amazing way. The things that drove the dust-covered peasant, Martin Luther King and Bill Gates, the things that kept them in the game to do this. IBM's study of 1,500 CEOs, managers, they asked them, hey, what's the most important competency, do you think, for leadership right now? You know what they said? Creativity. Who would imagine that? This is IBM, Big Blue. When you think about it, knowledge is limited, imagination is unlimited. We're living in a rapid-fire, massive change world. Problem solvers are the new heroes of this economy that we're in. With any problem we face, whether it's a relationship with our spouse, significant other, or our kids, to maybe a business problem or a challenge that we're trying to work for ourselves to drive business, you don't invent the answer, you reveal the answer. The answer pre-exists. How do you ask a great question? I work with leaders on this when they're trying to create a more innovative culture. Like, how can we have people asking better questions within our culture every day as a daily discipline? Because the doo-doo hits the fan around here every day. Great questions that invoke a powerful, creative answer. They're focused yet flexible. What does that mean, focused yet flexible? They're focused specifically on a problem that you can see, talk about vision, right? And then they have the flexibility to provide a multiplicitude of possible answers. The semantics actually help do this. So it's about what or how, not why. Why is too big, that's not focus, that's about the past. What or how, might as opposed to can, gives it the flexibility. When do we reach the height of creative fluency? When we're 5 years old. And then it drops down to 32 points when we hit 8. What happens between 5 and 8? Look at the number of questions that people ask. When they're 5 years old, they ask 65 a day. I've had 2 kids, that's way low. At age 44, we only ask 6. We kind of know it all at this point in time, right? And then the questions go up when we retire, but they're kind of a different sort of question, like, why did I come into this room? Has anybody seen my car keys? You know, things like that. Who am I? Kids have the sense of joy in the curiosity piece, 113 bursts of laughter a day. And now that we get to this ripe old age, we're terminally sober at work. I can go into any corporation or any business, I can immediately evaluate their culture by just listening to their meetings. Listening to the meetings, are they laughing? What do their faces look like? Scrunched up little prune faces. Or are they joyful and excited about attacking the problem? Do they have a vision for why they're busting their butt here? That is what it's all about. What does that look like? Because if you can picture it, you can make it happen. And that gets you over this great divide of pessimism, now going back into optimism to say, you know what, this is challenging, but it's worth it. I know what it looks like. Ben Franklin, a great Philadelphia visionary, said this: there's 3 ways for a man or woman to become immortal. 1 is to have kids. Check, done that twice. 1 is to plant trees. Check, planted hundreds of them. And the last is to have a great vision and ideas to go with it. What is your likelihood of taking the time to see it? I'm so glad you're here today because you're taking the time right now to see it. Let's rock. Baby, let's rock.